Imagine stepping out your back door right now. Just look around. You might spot a squirrel darting up a tree or, a robin yanking a worm from the soil. Maybe there's a stray cat chilling on the fence. And if you get really close to the ground, you'll see dozens of little insects bustling around in the grass. Now, imagine if someone asked you to categorize every single creature you just saw. How would you even begin to organize that kind of variety? It's kind of a daunting task, right? The natural world is literally overwhelming with life, and making sense of it all, well, that requires a system.
Welcome to This Explainer. Today we're unpacking some really fascinating stuff from Chapter 6 of our source material, which is all about animal diversity. We're going to look way past the basic definitions and uncover this incredible built-in survival toolkit that animals use to exist, thrive, and, well, avoid becoming someone else's lunch. We're going to see how the physical traits of these animals aren't just random accidents of nature, no way. They are highly specialized adaptations, perfectly honed for survival.
All right, Section 1, grouping the animal world, let's get right into it.
So, to wrap our heads around the millions of diverse animals sharing our planet, scientists can't just look at the whole chaotic picture all at once. They need categories. It's kind of like organizing a really messy closet, Are you sorting by color, by season, or by size? Our source actually outlines 5 primary criteria used to group animals. First up, there's the mode of locomotion. Basically, do they fly, swim, walk, or slither? Second is body shape, and we'll dig into that one a bit later. Third is body color, which sounds super simple but has massive survival implications. Fourth is the sheer size of the body, and I mean anything from microscopic organisms all the way up to massive blue whales. And finally, their mode of nutrition, meaning what do they actually eat to fuel themselves? Today, we're going to focus heavily on how 2 of these, body color and body shape, act as the ultimate survival tools.
Moving right along to Section 2, the art of camouflage.
Let's take that idea of body color from being just a simple category and look at it as an active, life-saving strategy. Because in the wild, if you stand out, you get eaten. Or, if you're a predator, you starve because your prey sees you coming from a mile away. So how does nature solve this? Concealment. The source material shares this brilliant yet super simple classroom experiment to prove exactly how this works. Imagine taking small eco-sticks, those are the thin wooden midribs of coconut leaves people use to make brooms, and wrapping them in different brightly colored papers, red, yellow, blue, and some in green. Next, you just scatter all these multicolored sticks onto a patch of green grass, and you have students race to pick them up as fast as humanly possible. After that, you take those exact same sticks, throw them onto a brown, stony gravel floor, and repeat the race.
So what's the big takeaway here? Well, it's that the environment totally dictates visibility. When the sticks were on the green grass, the red, yellow, and blue ones were snatched up instantly. But the green ones? They were picked up last. Why? Because they were incredibly difficult to spot against that background. But the second you moved them to the brown gravel, boom, the green sticks suddenly stood out like a sore thumb. This perfectly mimics how matching your specific environment is literally a matter of life and death in nature.
Now take a look at this tall, dry, yellow-brown grass. At first glance, that might be all you see, but look a little closer. Right there in the center, there's a leopard. Its fur isn't just brown, it's heavily spotted to break up its outline, blending flawlessly into the shadows and textures of the dry stalks. This specific color adaptation lets the leopard remain completely unseen by its prey until it's just far too late. If this exact leopard were somehow dropped into a lush, bright green rainforest, its camouflage would be completely useless, just like those green sticks on the gravel floor.
Now, what's absolutely fascinating here is how entirely different species arrive at the exact same evolutionary solution. Notice the green grasshopper resting right on that leaf. Then take a look at the green whipsnake navigating through the foliage next to it. One is an insect, the other is a reptile. They are on vastly different branches of the evolutionary tree, yet they both utilize the exact same shade of plant green to just vanish into their surroundings. They don't just live in the plants. Visually, they literally become the plants. And nature takes it even a step further than just color. Look at these 2 absolute masters of disguise. The leaf insect doesn't just have a green body, it has evolved to mimic the actual shape, the texture, and even the vein patterns of a real leaf. It's wild. Beside it, you've got a moth sitting on tree bark, relying on these incredibly complex, modeled patterns on its wings to perfectly replicate the rough, uneven texture of the wood. This isn't just hiding, we're talking about the ultimate optical illusion.
Which brings us to Section 3, shapes built for movement.
All right, let's see how this all builds together. We've seen how color helps an animal hide, but what about when they actually need to move?
Just as an animal's color is dictated by its environment, its shape is heavily dictated by how it travels through that environment. Chapter 6 provides another fantastic hands-on activity to demonstrate this. It uses pods of lady's fingers, also known as okra. You cut these pods into different shapes. Maybe one is flat and blunt, another is jagged, and one keeps that smooth, tapered, boat-like shape. Then you attach small balls of clay to them with pins to act as weights. Tie a thread to each and pull them through a basin of water. What you're testing here is drag and resistance. The blunt shapes, they're going to struggle and cause all sorts of ripples, but the streamlined, tapered shapes, they just slice right through the water with minimal effort.
And this brilliantly illustrates a key point. Survival isn't just about hiding, it's about the pure geometry of movement. I mean, a fish isn't shaped like a torpedo by accident. That streamlined shape allows it to part the water efficiently, saving precious energy while it's either escaping predators or hunting its own prey. A bird's wings and aerodynamic body let it cut smoothly through the air. An animal's shape is literally an engineered solution to the physical resistance of its specific habitat.
As we wrap up our look at Chapter 6, our source drops in this beautifully simple yet profound reminder. Human is also a member of this diversified animal world. It is so easy to look at leopards and leaf insects and streamlined fish as something entirely separate from us. But we are subject to the exact same rules of biology. We are part of this massive, intricate web of life, categorized and shaped by our own environment over thousands of years.
So, I want to leave you with this thought. We've talked all about how a grasshopper uses color to hide and how fish use their shape to swim. Take a moment today to think about your own body. How are human beings physically adapted to survive, walk, run, and interact with our world? What is sitting right there in our own survival toolkit? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep observing, keep questioning, and I'll see you next time.